Welcome to my channel, INTJ Island. Today, I'm going to discuss the top 5 INFP traits an INTJ can love. I know at least 3 INFPs, and as it turns out, each of them is an amazing lady. One lives on the other side of the United States from me, and she generously volunteered to proofread my first novel. It was a gift for which I will be forever grateful. She is about the same age as my oldest son, and she also is a loving wife, a caring mother, and if I had a daughter, I would be proud if she turned out just like this INFP. Another INFP friend lives out west, but she is only 400 miles closer to me, up in the huge state of Alaska. She is a hospice worker, and her caring heart for those she interacts with is perfect for that job. Common descriptors for this personality type are the mediator, the creative seeker, the healer idealist, and the romantic dreamer. The few INFPs that I know are caring, intelligent people whom I admire greatly. The third INFP I know, I call my little sister because she is that important to me. Literally my first cousin. She is a dynamic, caring artist who never ceases to amaze me with her abilities. She is the one who introduced me to MBTI, and without her, this channel never would have existed. The INFP is loaded with many traits and talents that an INTJ can admire, but today I'm going to cover what I consider to be the top 5. Number 1. The INFP is introverted. As every INTJ knows, this is a personality trait that is often underrated by extroverts. In fact, through an introvert's childhood, adults are usually trying to fix him, as if introversion were a malfunction in our brains. The INFP appreciates alone time, and that is something every INTJ can love. An introvert tends to consider things more deeply as a rule, as time alone gives us time to contemplate the universe. A deeper understanding leads to many positive results. The place where INFPs differ from INTJs on this is that they are also naturally good with people. They lead with introverted feeling, and they truly do like people generally. They seek to make life harmonious for those around them. This is not where an INTJ tends to excel. However, in a relationship, it is quite helpful to have a partner who can block for you in social situations. And unlike many extroverts, INFPs have the added benefit of doing that with a built-in time limit. The INFP is very effective with social interactions, but at some point the INFP will need to get away from other people, and that helps the INTJ to escape at the same time. If you polish up this process, it can work like magic. Number 2, the INFP is open-minded. The first time I saw this in action, I was amazed. On basic, fundamental things like religion and politics, topics that have shattered friendships and even marriages at times, an INFP can accept you as you are, even when your worldviews are diametrically opposed. The INFP doesn't change his opinion to match yours, but he is quite content for you to have different views and still be happy in your company. INFPs are intelligent and perceptive, but unlike the INTJ, the INFP can set evidence, reason, and logic aside in favor of harmony with others. Surprisingly, the end result can be quite similar to those that an INTJ might produce, because I too have people in my life who have fundamental views I don't accept. Once they are clarified, we simply don't talk about them. The INTJ does this to avoid what is viewed as irrational thinking, and the INFP does this to create harmony. But from the outside, it can look identical. It is almost spooky at times the way things can turn out the same, even though the two types come at it from such different directions. Not only are INFPs open-minded, but they are incredibly good listeners. You can pour out your ideas, and the INFP will consider them. Even if your ideas clash, the INFP will look for a way to make it all come out well for the discussion. Harmony wins out in the end. Every INTJ knows how hard it is to find a good listener when he gets on a roll. The INFP is just such a one. Number 3, the INFP is intuitive. When you are connecting up patterns in your mind, it is like magic the way an INFP can take your pattern and expand it out into the world and split it into a million possibilities, the way a prism breaks light into parts you could not see before. For the INFP, every road has a Y in it. Every idea is the seed that springs forth with many other ideas. When you get an introverted intuitive in the same space as an extroverted intuitive, you potentially have the makings for a roller coaster ride of the mind. An INTJ and the INFP have a different basic motivation as well as a different orientation for their intuition. We favor logic, reason, and perfecting systems, while the INFP favors people, harmony, and making things better. So not only will the INFP take the fruits of our introverted intuition and project them outwardly into the external world of possibilities, he will also deflect the pattern focus from better systems towards helping people live better lives. It might seem that this change of direction and natural focus would lead to utter chaos, but it doesn't. Instead, you find this active INFP mind to be a creative source of new approaches, new ideas, as well as being able to listen closely while you expand your own ideas. Number 4. The INFP is incredibly creative in art, writing, and problem solving. It is said that the INFP is the single most creative type of all 16 types. The combination of extroverted intuition with the inferior function of extroverted thinking can unleash surprising results. And because thinking is an inferior function, it is nearly subconscious in its operation, just like intuition is. You don't see it coming, but ideas pour out like water from a faucet when things are cooking. And their introverted feeling is inwardly directed, which presents 3 functions to the outside world that are contained within the INFP event horizon, running under the radar as it were. And they can, and often do, produce amazing art, fiction, or philosophy, as Henry Thoreau demonstrated. One of the most important books I have ever read, 1984, was written by the INFP George Orwell. My little sister, INFP, is an amazing artist, producing exquisite sketches in watercolors, as well as patterns for people who like to stitch artistic designs into their sewing creations. She created the excellent drawing of her church building that appears on the information bulletin that is handed out every week to the members. The INFP is fairly bubbling over with creativity, and he finds stress relief in unleashing that talent upon projects. Holding it inside is stressful, but letting it out, creating something beautiful, important, or helpful to others is like taking a vacation to a cottage by the sea. Number 5. The INFP is loyal. This is a quality that every INTJ demands in his relationships, and the INFP copiously provides this. The INFP cares about your feelings, even when you are ignoring those feelings yourself. The INFP is protective and concerned about making you happy. From what I have seen, if a human could be an angel, the MBTI would classify him as an INFP. An INFP will have your back, and trust will not be an issue in your relationship. These are the top 5 things out of the many possible things that an INTJ will love about an INFP. Do you know any INFPs? What do you most admire about them? If you enjoyed the video, please click like, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. If you click on the bell, you will also receive notifications when I put up a new video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.